Good morning. We're going to look at HTTP method at glance. So these are the HTTP method we have: get, post, put, patch, delete. Get is when you're using get method on the URL, that means that you want to read data, you want to fetch data from that back end, from the endpoint. You want to load data from the endpoint. If you are using post as a method, that means that you want to create a new record on that endpoint. If you are using put, that means that you want to edit full edit on a record. If you are using patch, that means that you want to edit some particular columns or information from an existing record. And if you are using delete, that means that you want to delete a record from the endpoint, from that resources. So the next one is a Postman application. Postman, a graphical user interface to build, send, test, and document HTTP requests. Perfect for trying your API sharing collection with the team and automating checks. An API. Now, API, this is I've downloaded mine. As a backend developer, you need to go and download Postman application. So let me explain it. From at this left side bar here, this is where your collection is, where you can arrange one or more requests, and also how you can share it with other team. For the right side here, there is the address bar here, and there is a URL here where you can put in your full URL, your base URL, and your route path. So there's HTTP methods here. There are HTTP methods here. You can see the get, post, put, patch here, fine, and you see the button of send to consume your backend. The next is the request body. There is a request body here and there is a response body here. So anytime you want to exchange data between two application, you're gonna send a request and you're gonna get a response. So this is the request body. On the request body here, we have so many tabs on the request part here. So authentication, that means that if peradventure the URL needs to be authenticated, you can use your barrier token. And also, if the backend developer asks you that you need to put some specific headers, so this is where you're going to set it. And if the URL, the endpoint, needs some information on the body, so you can put it here. So the next one is the response here. So after you have sent your request to this endpoint, then the response is coming on this part here. So, and the backend developer will have told you the format is going to send back the response to you. You can see what we were saying about representation before. We have different type of text format here. We have XML, HTML, JavaScript. So, but for Lifetech, we are picking JSON. So that is why we are setting it on JSON. So you can see this now. So it's easier for me. I can say, okay, I want to consume this backend, tell me that URL not found. Let me assume that I want to use the method of get on the same endpoint now. I want to get all the books. You can see all the books has already been retrieved from the endpoint. So let's continue with our application. That is Postman. So you can go and download Postman to be testing your backend. So the next is the get method here. You can see we have explained it earlier. You can see the route path / books to fetch all the books for me. So this is the request body and this is the response body. Now let's move to the next one. The one is post. Post also is using API books. You can see this now. So what I want to say here is that you can see both the request body and the response body, they are in JSON format. We don't care about the language you are using and how you are writing the code, but what you're saying is that anytime you want to exchange data between the backend and the front end, then there's going to be a format, a representation, which is going to be what? JSON format. So that means that the way this person is sending the request and the way I'm going to give him the response is going to be in the same format, which is JSON format. So the next one is a put versus patch. You can see I want to edit this record with ID 42. So he already gave me the request body. This is what I'm expecting, and this is what I'm going to give it back in the same format. So the next one is delete. Delete. Now, on this delete, you see that the route path is different. I'm adding a placeholder here /ID. That means that I don't want to delete all the book. I want to delete a book by a record. So he has given me /42 here. Then I'm going to delete it and I'm going to give him response back. If the book was not found, then I'm going to send him back. Okay, the book was not found, then I'm going to send the response back to him, also in that JSON format. So headers you might need in Lifetechocms might be accept application. You should be application/JSON. The content type you should also be application JSON, and authorization for the URL that need authorization should be a LW token, which was given to you previously. So in our next video, we're going to look at how we're going to build our own route path using a LT route. Thank you so much.